big for 14.1. The Games has 3 unique stages. What makes the Open so special?
You talk about the 3 stages of the CrossFit Games season. The regionals and the CrossFit Games in Carson, the finals, they're for the best of the best. They're for the 1% of all the people in the Open that play this sport. The Open, it's for all of us. It's for all of us to get involved and to have fun and get to compete against the guys we look up to, like Garrett Fisher, Marcus Hendren, and Rich Froning. All those guys we get to measure up against and compete side by side. That's what the Open's about. And the most significant part, it all starts here, right at the affiliate.
Is that what you think? You think?
It may be the first stage of the CrossFit Games season, but the Open is for anyone.
Yo, you're gonna wanna check your volume because do you know what time it is? Like that TikTok, right? The kid walking out of school and his brother sitting in the parking lot. He goes, do you know what time it is? You know what time it is! 23.1 has finalized. It's 2:28 at the time at which I started recording this, and I've been putting it together for about 2 hours at this point. And I got some stuff to talk about. I'm getting the tingly feeling. It's not because I drink a C4, it's because I made these last year and I really enjoyed them. And people were asking what I was going to make videos about for a whole year, and I figured it out. And it brings me to this garage, which I made an Instagram post about. I was joking, state of the art, ha ha ha. But it's really freaking nice. I drywalled it myself. I am one person trying to do the first open workout of the year. I got blindsided by what was my favorite open workout of all time. 14.4. Everybody loves chippers. David Hippensteel and I love when they put muscle ups at the end of the workout so that we can finally do them. They finally have given us muscle ups.
I just remember that workout, like I'd waited 10 years. 2012 and 13, we actually had muscle ups where I think 2013, I won that one we had 12 muscle ups after wall balls and double unders. It was a great workout for me. But since then, I've not really had the opportunity to do muscle ups, and I love them. It would break my heart. This is exactly what I said. It would break my heart to not get to the muscle ups. I really want to do that.
But I'm going to play a clip for you from 2014. You may remember the Open announcements, how they used to look. I played that bit where Castro says that everything starts from the affiliate.
And the most significant part, it all starts here, right at the affiliate.
That chick, I don't know who she is.
But the Open is for anyone.
But she did say that the Open's for everybody. Castro said it too as well in that 14.4 bit. But Castro went so far to say that it's also for the affiliate. I put up the Instagram post. I showed myself doing wall balls into the freaking attic. So I had to move that wall ball target over there, and I get it. My garage is only freaking 11 feet 6 inches high. Its highest point. I did that so that I could do muscle ups.
And I love them.
Perfectly in here, and I kind of forgot that you need to make it a little bit higher to do wall balls. That's right. I also was the one who adjusted the ceiling height. Everyone's like, am I safe doing muscle ups here? It's like, you're damn right you're safe. And then the next thing that I always hear people saying is, I don't know how you don't hit your head. It's like, well, it was planned. I know that I'm not going to hit my head. However, if you're 5'10 or 5'11, you're in danger. I'm 5'9.5. The hair's probably at 5'11 right now. So I feel it at the top of the muscle ups. It brushes by. That doesn't help the wall ball target, so I had to remove some of the stuff that gets you up into the attic, and now I'm doing wall balls into the attic. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a couple of Noah Olson wall balls, and I'm going to compare them to Patrick Vellner's wall balls. I'll tell you why that's of any sort of importance, at least in my little smooth brain. Before we get there, I want to talk about this setup. 2014, you'll see clearly that in the Open announcement, and maybe they messed this up the same way that they messed up the Open announcement this year, where they put the wrong weight on the females' barbells. They were doing 83-pound cleans. Supposed to be 95. Use metric. No, shut up. Figure the weights out. Do it. It one job. The difference between this is that there was no standard of where you were supposed to put the equipment. There was no 8-foot separation. And if I read this directly off of the scorecard, prior to starting the workout, set up the floor plan as shown. You're already in a bad spot, but we'll keep going. The wall ball target, pull-up bar, and rings may be set up in any configuration as long as they are at least 8 feet away from the C2 rower and the barbell. This is legitimately, I did this live on Thursday evening, and it was something that I had not taken into consideration because I was so blindsided by how much I like 14.4 until maybe 5 to 10 minutes before, and I'm like, guys, I'm doing this live. I'm the freaking no rep guy. And if I don't have this stuff in the right spots, I should really go row outside. But then I thought about it. How am I going to get this camera, which people want to watch, which I said I would be doing it live on for, to grab myself outside in the driveway along with myself on these rings for muscle ups, which these rings for muscle ups, sure, they're 8 feet away from the pull-up rig, which is over there. But then if I want to go do the pull-up rig over there and the barbell out there, and I also need to get into the field of view for this camera to see these rings up here, I don't really know how I was supposed to do that. So I went out and I bought a new camera lens, one that I've had my eye on for a while. What it does is it gets everything a little bit wider. Some people might call it a fisheye lens, which they say you can't use. But I'm also not inputting my scores for the Open because I'm on steroids. Get your free blood work done at California Hormones and then get the doctor's consultation, follow that thing up. Free, 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 free! Why would you not want to know what you look like on the insides? Sure, you can use another company, but they're like $600. This is free! And I knew that there would be stuff to pick up on, and that's what brings us here. And I already read it. The rower and C2 barbell have to be separated 8 feet from the rings, pull-up bar, and wall ball target. They show you a couple of different configurations, which is like, oh, cool, crayon pictures, cool. They shouldn't freaking be there. Dave Castro 2014, the way that the athletes were doing them all across the world. And don't even get me started on the fact that it is supposed to be a repeat. If in 2014, what are you hedging your bet on the fact that everyone's way fitter, which the scores are kind of out of control, and that's super cool. Probably a video in that right there, but you're hedging your bets on the fact that everyone is way stupid fitter. Nobody locks out their muscle ups the right way. Nobody stands up and clean the right way. But even if they did, they would still be getting scores that were far above Rich Froning's best score, and I believe it was Sam Briggs' best score on the female side from 2014. But the 8-foot separation, which you did not mandate in 2014, which in all reality isn't necessary because there isn't anybody who in those 20-minute AMRAPs where they're done in cyclical fashion, where it's the dumbbell, hang, clean, and jerk, followed by the toes to bar onto the rower, and it's those 3 movements, and it was Cindy style. It made a lot of sense to want to get everything as tight as possible. You could probably get me on board with that being a good idea to have some sort of how far away should these things be, but even if you don't, I can understand that as well, because if you really were worried about it, you could put it on the individual in that position to figure that shit out, not impose this huge thing upon everybody that you got to do everywhere no matter what, and in some cases it's not possible, which I tagged street parking on Instagram. You guys tagged street parking and did this whole lead up thing with street parking. They're talking to me a little bit about movement freedom, which is something that they talk about. Don't use a barbell, use some dumbbells. You don't want to go to 10 feet, go to 9 feet. Either way, you're getting a great workout in, and I get it. But when it comes to the CrossFit Open, when you write that there needs to be 8-foot separations, there now has to be 8-foot separations, and that is a bad thing. Andrew, you're just talking out of your butt. You're just saying this stuff. Andrew Hiller was the head judge at the Zelos Games. Andrew Hiller, in the lead up to the Zelos Games, was having conversations with the team about, well, we got the Echo Bike. Andrew Hiller did all this stuff, which was so cool with the Echo Bike. He made everybody start with their hands, and he was giving these little penalties. It's like he made a big difference. The Echo Bike has never been in an online freaking competition before. So you know what we had to do? We had to make sure that there wouldn't be false starts because it was interval based. And when it's interval based and you're starting on the Echo Bike, you know what happens? 3, 2, 1. They're starting before the freaking interval goes. See that stuff coming and you set it up beforehand to figure it out. And you know what happened? It went perfectly well. But in that exact same workout where there was an Echo Bike, there was box step overs with the 2 dumbbells, and there were ring muscle ups, the one thing that I couldn't convince everybody to do that I will die on my sword of is that there should not have been a standardization between where you would need to have your rings, your box, and your bike. I believe what we fell upon was they need to be separated by 4 feet. The box has to be 4 feet away from the rings, has to be 4 feet away from the Echo Bike. You can't use an assault bike because they're different, you idiot. And 4 feet isn't the biggest deal. I thought it was also a bad idea to have an Echo Bike because now you're becoming more exclusive, and this is the example, the analogy that I keep on bringing back to the forefront, which is soccer is so freaking big, and although I might not be the biggest soccer fan, it's big because it's easy to understand. People run around the field kicking the white ball through the sticks, the goalposts, wherever. You can do it anywhere at any time, and it's super accessible so long as you have a couple of people and a ball to kick around. The ball could be flat. The ball can be 30 years old. As long as you can kick it and you have a brain, an IQ of 50, you can understand, oh, I'm going to kick that ball. Don't touch it with your hands. Okay. But then we come into the CrossFit world, and everyone is looking at stuff like my muscle-ups, and they're still telling me that they aren't good. I bet that they're going to look at my Instagram story and go, oh, he's just bitching and complaining. No! They're good by the definition of good. Shoulders are in front of the straps with the elbows locked out at the top. And if you think that those are bad, you're going to have a horrible CrossFit experience. You're going to be mad at every single event you go anywhere. I can't believe that I haven't even started playing the video yet. YOLO, we're playing it. Where do I even start? Aha, PTSD, a Friday Night Lights. 3, 2, 1, go. We have 100 members signed up. This is going to be cool. Wait a minute. We have 8-foot separations. You see they have the tape line down on the floor. This guy gets off the rower, he rocks across the room, he goes to do toes to bar. You get it. Now, he goes from his toes to bar to his wall ball target, and you go, okay, those things have to be separated from the rings and the rower. But the rower's right there, and you pan over a little bit, and if I recall correctly, they moved the rower, which they also did in the 14.4 announcement. So does that all of a sudden make it okay? There is no rower there, so I guess now all of a sudden it's 8 feet apart. He goes on his cleans, and he's tall as hell based on how those wall balls look. That guy's literally right next to his rower while doing wall balls. So none of those are counting. But I'm going to keep on saying it over and over, I'm sure, that I don't blame these affiliates. I blame CrossFit. People reached out to me. They go, what do I do? Do whatever the fuck you want, because CrossFit has totally screwed the pooch on this one. I thought that the rower, I saw this one coming, actually. So I think that the guy in the shirt is actually clear, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is his submission video, but that guy goes directly from the barbell to the rings, and per the rules, that is not allowed. However, look, it's a freaking affiliate. This is what it's here for. These guys right here, if the title means anything, it says that it's practice. But if you're going to practice, you want to practice how you play. To which this guy has a video where he should pick up while in this practice round that you can't see his hips, you can't see where the ball is going, you can't be using the rower right next to the bar like that. Although they do move it, he is taking splits, and he moves directly from his bar over to his rings, which are right on top of the rower. None of that stuff is 8 feet apart, so none of that would be good by CrossFit standards either. Here's Amanda Hari, and I put this picture of Amanda Hari up, one, because I thought it's cool she's put up the workout, two, I thought that this is what CrossFit had in mind, and I actually also have their equipment list with what looks like their gym in the background, and it's almost as if they walked into that freaking gym, they go, hey, how do we want to set this thing up? Well, the way Amanda Hari's gym is set up, it makes a lot of sense, because the rig is on the wall, look, the rings are there, the bar is there. How easy is it going to be to take that rower in the back right and move it to the front of the room with the barbell? Oh, it's no problem. But you guys are so freaking stupid. Did you not see the other 3 affiliates that I just put there? It's unfreaking believable. And also, here's the equipment list where you have everything that you're going to need. But what it doesn't mention is what? 1,000 square feet for one person to potentially do it. Where are the rings screwed into your freaking ceiling? Are they? I don't know. This next one, I'm kind of proud of. It's just funny. I don't even know. There are no measurements on his video, but here's Willie George's, and here's Batman. And with Batman, I can now show you that Batman's this tall, and if I just tilt him around, it looks like Willie George's is what, 5'9", like possibly I am, and it doesn't look like those lines are 5'9" away. It doesn't look like the wall is 5'9" away, and let's just say they are 8 feet apart. Then the rings are definitely not 8 feet apart from the rower, but I know perception is everything, and whatever. The affiliate ones drive me a little bit more crazy because of stuff like this, where this guy is all alone, and he looks like he has what is probably his coach, and they're going to go over a little bit of strategy right here. Sets up his rower, he sets up his rower, everyone's setting up the rower. They have everything figured out, but they didn't read the movement standards, which, when it comes to the affiliate and all that, I get it. Sometimes you just can't do it. It's not going to work, and CrossFit should know that it's not going to work. CrossFit, do you know anything about anything? I don't know shit about fuck. Quarterfinals, cool. Semifinals, cool. I get it. You're standardizing the stuff. But this is supposed to be a worldwide, get as many people in to compete against one another as possible.
The Open is for anyone.
This guy's wall balls, you can't see where the hip is crossing because that pole's right in the way. He does a couple of muscle ups. People won't say they count, but if I freeze frame them, you will see that they do indeed count.
All right, guys, welcome to 20 Minutes of Fitness. Today we've got the CrossFit Open. Here at CrossFit Rust Bucket, they didn't have a 10-foot target, so I had to put one up. There you go, you can see that black. You can see the black 10 up there, the little arrow. If you can't, oh well. That's it. That's the setup, ladies and gentlemen.
I put this in here, one, because it's cool, his entire setup, right? And two, because what he said right there is exactly how CrossFit has now made it for everybody across the entire world. Well, if you can't see it, whatever. If you can't make it fit, well, whatever. This dude's literally in his backyard ramming the rig over to make sure he can fit. And he's doing these in grass, and I kind of wanted to see what this looked like. He gets freaking smacked by the barbell when it hits the ground in the shin, and they don't look like they're in too bad a shape, and you're looking at him, and you go, there's no way he's getting his elbows through. But you believe it or not, they're more through than a whole lot of other people I've seen.
Hi, this is Sangju Neo, and I'm glad to join CrossFit Open 23. Okay.
This dude is doing it in this affiliate, and here's another example where CrossFit hasn't thought about anything. This guy is doing cleans on the silencing pads on a platform so that I've seen at least people doing cleans in an open workout on an elevated platform. When you do that, you're making each rep easier because you're picking the bar up from a higher position. Some people do it because they're scaling. This is not that. Everyone needs to be doing them from the floor. And this guy is getting onto a freaking platform of death and doing clean after clean where he's also getting rammed in the shins when he drops the bar so he doesn't make the sound up. This I commented on actually because I think it's Ben Davidson who is the one who is recording this. And I had this huge bit on the Buttery Bros screwing over elite athletes with their videos, and I have stuff on the people who video these athletes at events. This is how you do it, because the wall ball target is a big thing to talk about. Like, where are we going on the wall ball target? Rich, where are you going? We don't know. And that's okay, because we're going to let CrossFit decide, not the community. Everyone's going to get all up in arms. Noah on the left, and you can see Chandler on the bottom right, but Chandler, his wall balls looked good. Noah's, every single one of them does not hit the new standard, and there's a couple of them that do not appear to also hit the old standard. What's the new and what's the old standard, Andrew? Well, we don't even freaking know if there is a new standard because their verbiage doesn't match their pictures. For all we know, all the Noah's wall balls are good here. However, like I said in the beginning of the video, here we have Patrick Vellner, who is going to the base of that blue target, and every single wall ball that he does in what is nearly a world record score on this workout, the entire ball is cresting the bottom of that blue line. And if you put that right up next to Noah Olson's wall balls, not a single one of his wall balls is cresting the bottom or the top of whatever line. If there's a threshold to get the whole ball over, Noah's not hitting it. Patrick Vellner is. There was a point where they were trying to say that they would be going up head to head against one another. If Noah's going to redo the workout because he's going to try and beat Pat. The Open doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter! No one's redoing freaking anything. But you're seeing two elite male athletes here doing wall balls in one way that it's been accepted for a long freaking time. And even then, he should still be getting a couple of no reps. Two, a guy who puts up a score that's way better, but how much better could it have been? Would he have been able to possibly beat someone else who did wall balls possibly the way that Noah did? The way fitness is now, it's work done over the course of time multiplied by weight. It's load times distance over time. And basically, if you're taking that 20-pound wall ball and you're moving it 3 inches further every single time over the course of 40 wall balls, you've moved 120 inches further. So that is 10 extra feet. You've moved 20 pounds, and there's some sort of formula where you can figure out that Patrick Vellner now in this 14-minute workout did more work than maybe somebody else with a comparable score did. And is CrossFit going to trickle down and figure out who did that stuff? Are they going to be giving them the requisite no reps? Are they going to possibly invalidate their score if they didn't do a single wall ball to the standard? What is the standard? It doesn't matter! battle. Can they hold anybody to something where they weren't entirely clear on it up front? Those are the things that we are asking in relation to that. And you may not say that it's a big deal, but it's a huge deal right there. And CrossFit, it's just like you may do step ups. And David Hippensteel's all confused, and you were like getting on him. And in this case, I suppose that you should probably be also getting on Noah. And maybe I owe a little bit of an apology to Hippensteel, because with the new guard, it doesn't seem like they have any idea how to write anything.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Which is why I offered my services as recently as last week. Guys, just let me check the stuff out before you post it for the world to see. I'm not saying I'm anything special, but what I do is I ask the audience, hey, do you guys see anything wrong with this? And really, this entire video started because I was getting ready to do this open workout, and I was walking around the tape measure. I'd warmed up a lot, unlike I typically do. I was sweating, breathing, loose. I primed and prepped all the movements that I was about to do for the workout. So I went and I grabbed Alexis, walked her out to the garage, and I go, 1 second, I got to start tape recording and measuring and getting up into the attic and doing that. And before you know it was cold. And then she brought up a great point, which is in 2015, I could say to anybody who walked into my affiliate that it's easy. We're going to do it as part of the class on Friday. You might as well do it considering everybody else is going to be doing it. It's going to be what everyone's talking about for at least the next month. It's going to be fun. Every year we're going to do it. We're going to see you getting better. And in my head, the 7-minute AMRAP burpees, which everybody hates, is a lot like the game of soccer. You put your chest on the floor, jump 6 inches above your head, touch the freaking bar. May the person who gets the most of those win. In soccer, the score is 0. In CrossFit, the score is 160. In present day, we've got people like Noah versus people like Vellner, and there's all this contention about, is there stuff 8 feet away? In the case of these two, the answer is yes. But over the leaderboard, which has 150 or something thousand males and 100 and something thousand females signed up and putting the scores in, you damn well bet that if I, in what was 2 hours, found some people messing some stuff up, I bet my bottom dollar that it's something around the 15 to 20% are scores which are not accurate with other scores, which would not be the case if you were to do something like a 7-minute AMRAP or burpees, or if you were to just take out the 8-foot freaking sections on the ground. Because what happens is some people are going to play by the rules. Some people are going to get cold, walk around to their tape measure. And then we're not even talking about the performance decreaser that's going to happen from having walked around and gotten cold, where other people might not have to be doing that because maybe their coach said screw it. Some people don't have the highest morals. They're going to say, whatever, CrossFit's not going to look at your score. I'll validate you through the affiliate, whatever. We're just going to do it our way. Everyone's doing it our way. And if you're like some of the people that I've talked to who now need to run 2 at a time in your affiliate because of the rules that CrossFit put out, and you want to do it the right way, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So you should do everything the right way. But in this case, sometimes you got to take off the handcuffs. Beat the hell out of CrossFit. There's a part of me that thinks that there's no hope. And there's another part of me wondering what the thing is that's going to be saving this, if not just an entirely new brand opening up for people to go follow. That's all I got to say about that. And Riller, out.